Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, our buddy Jay Leno is dealing with burns on the side of his face after a horrible accident in his garage. We'll get the latest on his condition. Then, country music legend Garth Brooks will join me live to talk about his new Vegas residency. And where are the cheapest places to fly this holiday season? Thrifty Travelers here with the answer. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Happy Taylor Swift concert ticket day. Good morning, everybody. And welcome to our little show. Let's make it a good day. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Keep it going, because it's Kendall, everybody.
Hi.
How you doing? Good
Great.
morning. Good
Great.
afternoon.
Thank you. You too. All the
You
things.
are so cute.
Thank you.
Kendall walks into the studio today, and I gotta, again, and I hope we continue tomorrow. If you have reservations to be in our studio audience tomorrow, you got to keep this trend coming, because we always fear the winter months, and I don't blame people, because our studio audience gets small because, you know, people don't like to travel. The winter weather has not stopped yesterday's audience or today's audience. That's right, yeah. You know, a little smaller than usual, but hey. So a few seconds before the main show opens up, I'm in the back getting ready, talking to my mom, and Kendall walks in, and I hear a woman go, "Kendall, you're so cute!" You are adorable.
I loved it.
You are adorable.
Thanks.
How you doing?
You didn't say that to me earlier today. Told me I needed to improve my mood.
Okay, yeah. Viewing public. Leo, go back to 5. You would be with me. If you interviewed and took a poll of our staff today, everybody would say the same thing. Somebody was Spicy Sally today. Somebody was a little spicy today.
I told you I needed a cheeseburger.
And your
I was
boys,
hungry.
your boys love you. We take care of you. We
I
watch
know.
over you.
I know.
And you were sassafras today.
Just spitting them left and
I know.
right. Left
I know.
and right.
Okay. Also, can we talk about this?
What?
Even people in our audience. Today is not really Tuesday. You know what today is?
What?
It is Taylor Swift ticket day.
Oh, Lord.
Everybody. In Minnesota. Like, yeah, if you're watching us from our other stations, is it everywhere?
We
I
don't
don't
know
know.
enough. We
Okay,
don't know.
here's what's happening. If we looked in the newsroom, because, you know, we're in a building, Fox 9 News is in here, we have our... Half of the Fox 9 News staff, they're not working right now. They're all trying to get Taylor Swift concert tickets. Executive producer Jeff is in some sort of virtual waiting room. There are, what, 2,000 people ahead of you? Girl, you ain't getting tickets. You are not.
It's at U.S. Bank, isn't it? U.S. Bank's huge. He could get in.
No, he has a better chance of seeing Elvis at the Vegas Hilton than getting. You're not getting those. I'm sorry.
He's dead.
I know. Addie, I mention her a lot. My buddy
Yes.
Addie, our social media maven. She's not doing anything.
No.
She's right now. This is what she's doing. She's
Literally.
feverishly trying to get. Did you get them?
Do I look like I'm trying to get them? It sounds like a headache. No, I like
What did
Taylor. I really
You just saw it, everybody. You just saw what I said.
I like Taylor. I do. I love her new album, and I listen to it a lot, but I'm just not someone, I just don't do that. I don't sit in the queue. I don't care. I just don't care enough.
Sorry. Sorry that us commoners have to do all of this. Yeah.
I'll just stay home. You know, like, I'll just drink my hottie toddy and listen to the album and, like, just, I don't know, look at social media because you all post about it anyway. So
Should I call Addie and see if she got any tickets?
Don't call her.
What?
She will cut you.
Why don't call her? Oh, because she's on her phone. Oh.
Yes. She would hurt you.
Oh my God, wouldn't that have been horrible if I, with my call, would have disconnected her from the network? Our friendship would be over. Our new, lovely, blossoming friendship would be over.
Dead.
Yeah.
Eric, go in the newsroom and see if go see if she has tickets yet. Jeff, did you get in?
The queue has been paused.
Oh, the queue has been paused.
This is what I'm saying. It's so dramatic.
Don't refresh everybody. I feel like I feel like Barbara Walters. I feel like this is breaking news. This is very, you know, when the news anchors always hold their ear, like they're, you know, I don't know why you're holding your ear. The IFB works, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But is there anything, though, that you would be this intense about waiting in a queue for?
Yes.
Like what?
Tickets to see Oprah, tickets to see David Letterman, tickets to talk to dead Johnny Carson.
Be waiting a while for those.
Okay, Eric is back. Photographer Eric, does Addie have tickets yet?
2,000 people in front of her.
2,000 people ahead of her.
Wow.
Wow. We'll report back. Stay right here to your local station. We'll cut into programming when we need to. But right now, Leo, roll the hot dish. Let's get started. Here we go. Let's do this. This was awful. Criminy niddles. I turned on the damn internet. You can't do that anymore without bad news. Scary stuff for our friend Jay Leno. The host of You Bet Your Life and obviously late night icon suffered serious burns, I believe, to one side of his face after one of his cars, because you know he collects cars, burst into flames, like without warning. He told Variety he's okay and he needs a week or two to get back on his feet. Thank goodness he's with good folks, good doctors at an LA burn center. Oh. So he's getting, but that, yeah, and if you, Jay collects two things: denim and cars. Denim shirts and cars.
And paychecks.
And yeah. And, well, yeah. Do you know, may I give you a fun fact?
Yes.
Unless he proves me wrong, and I'm going to ask him about this because he's on the show like every 6 weeks, he never spent a dime of his Tonight Show money. He and Mavis lived off of the money that he made going on the road during his Tonight Show years. He never touched his Tonight Show money.
How rich is that man?
Very.
Oh.
Well, Kendall, I'll ask him next time.
Please.
Exactly, when you go to the ATM, Jay, what does the balance read?
Like, does it fit on the screen?
Yeah, but we love you, Jay. Get better soon, buddy. That's scary, scary. Horrible. Next in the dish, the latest episode of Dancing with the Semi-Stars aired last night on Disney+. And look, now, we barely care about the show. We only watch because of Alan, because he's from here. But there was some big news that came out of it. But before we get to that, Daniel Durant, the deaf actor from Duluth, has surprised a lot of folks this season. Take a look at his Viennese waltz from last night. So good. Congrats. That's amazing. Now, unfortunately, when it came down to the final two, it was him versus Shangela, and the judges decided to send Daniel home. I know.
That is it. I mean, so I used to teach dance for many, many years. I can't imagine not being a dancer already and then not being able to hear the music and being able to stay with it.
Did I know that you were a dance instructor?
I don't know. Maybe. My mom owned a dance studio for a really long time.
Really?
Yeah, I was a competitive dancer growing up.
Well, shiver me timbers. I did not know that about her.
Yes.
What was your favorite? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you are just lovely.
Thank you.
Speaking of the judges, head judge Len Goodman announced he's done. He's going to step down at the end of the season. I think it's like season 70 or something. The 78-year-old has been with the show since the beginning over there on ABC, but he wants to spend more time with his family. Len, you don't need to give us any reason. You've been there since God was in diapers. It's now time. Yeah. Okay, now before we move on, it's time for America's favorite game. Whenever we roll a Dancing with the Stars clip, it's time for What Was Tyra Wearing and how long was her intro that took attention away from the contestants. Here we go. Let's watch. Here we go. We're already at 7 seconds for her intro. Okay, that's nice. I like that, actually. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What is that?
I like it.
No.
Again, the intro's very long, but anyway, yeah.
What's that movie, Black Swan? Where,
Yeah.
like, the one dancer?
Yeah.
That's what she looks like. Where like the feathers and like she's like is like evil.
I enjoyed the
dancer.
swan. Yeah. Next to the dish, a big moment. This is really sweet. You all come back to the TV. A really big moment in Hollywood yesterday. Actress Christina Applegate. I mean, we watched her growing up, for heaven's sake. Was awarded a star on the Walk of Fame. Now, we don't cover all of these because people get stars all the time. But this is different. It was her first public appearance since her MS diagnosis last year. And Christina got emotional. Look at this.
The most important person in this world is my daughter. You are so much more. You are so much more than even you know. You are so beautiful and kind and loving and smart and interesting, and I am blessed every day that I get to wake up and take you to your school and do what I have. You are my everything. Thank you for standing beside me through all of this.
The ceremony comes just days before the release of the third and final season of her hit show, Dead to Me on Netflix. Christina said it could be actually one of her final acting roles. I don't think that. I think she's going to be great. It's just, that was emotional. You know, we watched her on Married with Children, and it just, she's my age. So, I mean, I watched her grow up, and I grew up with her, and it's just, I have so much love and sympathy for her.
She
Not
deserves
sympathy.
that.
People don't need empathy. I just feel bad for her. And the people commenting on her and making fun of her appearance, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. You're gross pigs. You're gross pigs. That's what you are. She's gaining a little weight because she's, you know,
on
it's
medication.
like,
She has MS.
yeah, it's disgusting. There's a special place down there for you. We have a lot more to come, and we're going to check on if our staff got any Taylor Swift tickets when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. How's it looking? Not good? Oh, God. Welcome back. There's our audience members also trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. We'll have an update. There's a show going on right here. We'll check back in with them in just a little bit, but right now, hey, this is a person. Now, our next guest, I would get into a virtual queue for him. Our next guest has fans losing their minds and booking their flights to Vegas. Garth Brooks is going back to Sin City for a new residency at Caesars Palace. Tickets go on sale next week, and the show kicks off in May and runs through December. Let's get to it. Audience, give it up for Garth Brooks. Hi, buddy.
Good morning.
Oh, we're in cold Minnesota. I'm so jealous of your view right now, Garth.
It's awesome. I don't know how many people are in there, but I need them in my kitchen every morning right there. I love that sound.
I'll send them, Garth, as soon as we're done. I'll put them on a plane and I'll send them to your house. Hey, I want to start with this. I've seen Celine. I've seen Celine at the Coliseum. I've seen Shania. Tell the folks why Caesars is just such a great, I always say there's not a bad seat in the house. Why do you love the Coliseum?
Yeah, well, come on, man. When you think of Las Vegas, the first thing you think of is Caesar's Palace. And then the Coliseum's there, and there's a reason why the Coliseum has the reputation it does, because the greatest want to play there because of how cool the building is, how great every seat is, how it sounds, all that stuff. And then they might have made the first mistake of their career by letting me in. This is going to be stupid fun right here.
Yeah, it's called Garth Brooks Plus One. I can kind of guess what that means, but what does it mean, buddy?
It's great. So when you do a one-man residency, everything really gets intimate, right? But the plus one is the entire band is going to be there. They're just going to be in the audience. And you can pull up one fiddle player for a song only, or percussion and background vocals, or the whole band comes up and you play Friends in Low Places and blow the roof off the place. And then it gets intimate again right back after that. So the truth is, it's a clean slate, and that's an entertainer's dream to start that way every night.
Garth, as an entertainer, I just saw you, it had to be a couple years ago, when you were here for your stadium tour at US Bank Stadium. What is it, as an artist, what do you love? What kind of toys and what kind of things do you like about having a home base like a residency compared to doing a traveling show? What gets you excited about just having a home base?
Man, it's like anything else. Life is about one thing. It's about relationships. Here's a spoiler alert. On your last day on this earth, it's going to come down to who loved you and who you loved. So stick with those people, right? So if you look at any schedule for us, St. Paul, Minneapolis is always going to be in the first 3 or 4 cities. We were lucky enough to get to play 2 nights there at the stadium last time. And the truth is, when you go, what is your favorite toys or gigs that you have? It's when people show up and sing, so the old man doesn't have to do anything but just sit there and watch. It's the greatest thing on the planet.
Do you ever, we're looking at some video, Garth, and you've been doing this for a long time, but do you ever get used to, I'm looking at you as a single human being looking out over a literal sea of humans. Do you ever get used to that?
No, it's like somebody's made a mistake, so I'm just going to do it as fun until they catch me, right? It's just so sweet. But remember, man, this is country music. Country music has the most loyal audience. Yep. They'll let you have a career longer than anybody else, and just very, very lucky to get to play for those people.
I want to end with a compliment. You know, these satellite interviews are sometimes impersonal. It's hard to have fun. I was telling the team before we started talking to you, you're one of the best. I always love talking to you, whether it's in person or on satellite. And I know it's hard to have a connection over satellite. So I just appreciate you, my friend. So thank you very much.
No, my love, and right back to you. I've enjoyed myself. You guys get rowdy!
That's right! Thank you, buddy. Tickets for Garth Brooks +1 go on sale next week. But you will need to pre-register on Ticketmaster ahead of time. Speaking of that, okay, let's check in. Now, today, if you're watching this in reruns, but today is Taylor Swift ticket day. They have created like a virtual queue where you have to wait to get tickets. Oh, Jeff is putting up, okay, let's go to the camera. Leo, can you get it? This is what the virtual queue looks like. Also, you'll see Jeff's phone number right at the top. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, Jeff has 2,000 people ahead of him. Yeah. Now, Addie, our social media maven, have you just given up?
The queue is paused.
The queue has been paused. You know, what the hell does that, what does that mean?
The queue is paused.
What does that mean?
The queen has died. I don't know.
What does that mean? It's been paused.
No one knows.
No one knows?
No.
Okay. How very meta. The camera was capturing Addie as Addie was recording me. Anyway, so it just stopped. So there's no tickets going right now.
No.
Okay. Audience, are you guys in the pause? Are you in the purgatory? You are too?
Okay.
Okay. Not the whole audience. I'm the ones waiting. The whole audience nodded. I feel like they're telling me this show feels like purgatory. Well, I mean, some days. Next on the dish. Depends. Next on the dish, Chris Hemsworth was on with Kimmel last night, and he had a few thoughts on the new Sexiest Man Alive. You know, they do know each other. That's our late night rewind.
Your fellow Avenger, Chris Evans, has been named Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah.
An honor you've held as well in the past.
Yep, it's the passing of the torch, isn't it?
Did this go around the... I know you guys have a text chain.
We do. We have an Avengers text chain, and it very quickly was like, what are you doing with your hands back there? It was like...
Oh, yeah.
It was like, Downey said he's being arrested. I said it's a beautiful mugshot, and then Jeremy Renner said a series of things which we won't repeat.
Oh, is he the... Does he add the
filthy
color commentary, off-color commentary?
Often, yeah.
Maybe he's just like, listen, I'm so sexy, I can barely keep my hands off myself. I'm gonna tuck them back here behind my belt so I don't go crazy. I would imagine you're very proud of him, yeah? I mean...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's indeed a sexy man. So well done, you know?
You are on the inside of the magazine with the sexiest dog.
Oh, the sexiest dog? Look at that.
There's a sexy dog. That's a good-looking human right there.
Oh, so unfortunate.
I know. He is that. That's good looking.
To be named Chris and be hot in Hollywood must
I know,
be hard.
seriously. Next on the dish, NBC is bringing back a blast from the past. Not sure what I'm talking about? Here's Matthew Perry with a little PSA. Look.
Let's try an experiment. I want you to think of the 10 things you want most out of life and just yell them out at me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! That's good. Oh, that's good. Me too. Okay, now, stop. I'm going to show you a way that you can have all of these things happen. Pretty neat, huh? Okay, now, cue the music and that star thing.
The more you know, shooting star. So NBC is bringing back its iconic PSA campaign, The More You Know. And it'll now be actually a series on Peacock, their streaming site. Each episode will be 5 to 9 minutes long and will tackle the environment, criminal justice, reform, food insecurity, racial stereotyping, just all kind of learning moments. In the 80s, I mean, the theme changed always a little bit in the animation, but it was always shooting star, you know, and it was NBC stars like Gary Coleman back in the day, you know. Or Nancy Reagan, don't do drugs, you know what I mean?
Shooting star.
It's a part of a lot of our childhood, so it's good to see it come back. You don't remember it, do you?
Not really. Not
It's
at
all
all.
right, yeah.
Sorry.
So we saw Chris Hemsworth a little bit earlier, now to another Avenger. Robert Downey Sr. is getting his due. His son, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, profiled his father, a filmmaker and actor, in an upcoming documentary. Please come back to the TV. I sent this to Jeff and Ted. I love trailers. I saw this trailer and I thought, this looks so good. The documentary is called Senior. Look.
Robert had an idea of doing a documentary about his dad and about their life together. So many people, they know Robert Downey Jr., but they don't know Robert Downey Sr.
He's a talented underground filmmaker named Robert Downey.
Have you seen any of Grandpa's movies?
No, why?
Because they're awesome. Do you want to see them someday?
Did people try to ascribe meaning to your movies?
Oh, my God. I hope not.
So what do we want to talk about?
Everything.
Oh, boy.
I'm very interested in who my dad is just in the here and now. No one knows the hour and the day. We never know how much time we have with each other.
So who is this guy?
I'll never know.
How you been?
Okay.
Is it a struggle? Is it challenging? Is it scary?
On a certain day, any of those.
It's not time to make a change.
It's a bit of a...
So good. So good. Watch the whole thing, y'all. Go watch it. The filming took place over 3 years, and Robert Downey Sr. died last year at 85. It's called Senior, and it hits Netflix in December. It looks so good.
And so sweet.
I know, very poignant. And Robert did it. I love that.
Yes.
And his son's in there, and yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, there's a point in there too where you see Robert Downey Jr. tear up and talk about time and how you just don't know how much of it you have and are guaranteed. So knowing in retrospect that his father would pass after this, it's just really sweet.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Well, only a few days to go until we're kicking off the holidays live at Rosedale Center. Our live show is happening this Friday. We'll be joined by 40 viewers, 40 VIP viewers, and their guests. They're going to get the VIP treatment during the show. Now, look, even if you're not a VIP, you can still come and watch the show for free. Keep in mind, it will be standing room only. You can enter Rosedale at door B. I always like to say, there's the map, the door by Von Mar. We'll also be picking 9 of you at home. Details will be released on the day of the show. So come see us at Rosedale. It's going to be a good time in. There's some surprises. We'll just say that. We have a lot more ahead. Get some more coffee. Hang with me. We'll be right back.
Coming up on The Jason Show, the best deals, the coolest destinations. Thrifty Traveler is back with the hottest flight deals of the season. Plus, he's answering your travel questions from our Facebook page. And the unbelievable story of female bodybuilder Sally McNeil is uncovered in a captivating new docuseries on Netflix. I'll tell you all about it when The Jason Show continues.
Welcome back. Oh, sad Addie. Still waiting for those Taylor Swift tickets. Okay, I don't want to cut into his time because he's very particular, but I got to tell you about this, though. So, Addie, we're keeping track of the Taylor Swift ticket debacle. Addie's saying their reports are people are getting all the way to the front of this virtual queue, putting in the code that should be right, and Ticketmaster or whoever telling them their code is invalid and kicking them out. Can you imagine waiting anyway? More later. But right now, the holiday travel season is about to kick into high gear. You probably have some questions, and our guest has all of the answers. Let's hope. Give it up for the thrifty traveler. Our good friend Jared's back with us. Hi, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Holiday travel. This is like if you were a meteorologist, this is like your severe weather season, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Have you slept at all between the kid and this? Have you slept
No.
at all?
No.
You look good though.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's talk holiday travel. Give me some tips. Like probably avoid certain days. Take it away.
I mean, Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, going to be one of the busiest days. Sunday after Thanksgiving, also one of the busiest days. So if you can, be flexible, fly out a day early, a day later, that's going to be the key. Also going to be the key for finding cheaper flights.
How about flying on, because I have flown on Christmas before and it wasn't bad.
Right.
Is flying actually on Thanksgiving better than flying Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean yeah, it applies. I mean, as long as you shift, the day before or the day after or the Sunday after any big holiday, I mean, those are the ones to avoid. Yeah, if you can fly on Thanksgiving, fly on Christmas,
do it. And carry on only?
Carry on only.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of us out there, we want to check a bag, but I mean, no matter where I go in the world, I'm always carrying on. If you try this a few times, you're going to be like, why did I check a bag before? Because it's a pain.
And you'll be shocked at how much you can fit into a decent carry-on. You
It's
really can.
almost magical.
Oh, it
when
is.
you think about how much stuff is in there, and then you sit on it, and then you got the zipper, and
okay, let me give you a hypothetical or a scenario. You get to the airport. What can you do beforehand to make sure the TSA wait time isn't like 8 hours? Can people check at home before they go?
Yes, you can check at home. But the big thing, even if you go once or twice a year to the airport, get TSA pre-check.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a one big thing, because you'll see that long non-pre-check line, and then you'll see the pre-check line, and 93% of people get through the pre-check line in less than 5 minutes. And it's only $78 for 5 years. Not $78 a year, $78 for 5 years. It is the singular easiest way just to make your whole airport experience less stressful.
Can I take it one step farther?
Yes.
Clear.
Yes.
We did Clear. It was the best money, and we do travel a lot, because if you think that, if sometimes the TSA line can be a little long, Clear, you get right in.
So for everybody out there, pre-check is great. Clear is like pre-check on steroids. It's more expensive.
It is.
So it violates some of my thrifty principles.
I know. You're a very principled person.
But for high rollers like you, Jason, Clear is great. I also have Clear.
High rollers like Kendall. Yeah.
I also have Clear. It is great if you travel quite a bit.
And there was a drop in price, too, for pre-check.
For
not
pre-check,
Clear.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. They somehow dropped it, I think, $7 per 5 years.
Hey,
which
it adds up.
You take what you can get.
There's a new Delta flight to mention. MSP2?
Rumored.
Oh, rumored.
To Dublin. Yes, there's some regulatory filings that happens in the background before any airline announces a new route. But yes, we should see Minneapolis to Dublin at some point next year on Delta.
That's
nonstop, which is great. Any new flights is always good for prices. Hopefully competition will drive prices down, especially on the Dublin route.
New Google Flights extension. What does this mean?
So Google Flights, obviously what I always recommend on the show when you're searching for any kind of flight. The only one that it doesn't work for is Southwest. So you can't search Southwest flights through Google Flights, but there's this new Chrome extension. If you have a desktop browser and you're a big nerd like me, you get that. It's called Wanderlog, and it's free to download, and it'll pull in Southwest fares when you're searching on Google Flights. So
oh, because it doesn't automatically.
No. You have to go to southwest.com.
Are we a big, I just talked about this with Colin. Does Southwest take us seriously? Are we a big Southwest priority MSP I'm talking about?
I mean, we are not a Southwest hub by any means, but we do have a lot of Southwest flights.
We do.
We should be grateful that Southwest is here because, again, competition, the more airlines that fly out of MSP, the cheaper prices are. So even if you never fly Southwest or Spirit or Allegiant, you should be thankful they're here.
Okay, let's talk. We just talked domestic. We're going to do deals a little bit later, but international flights, still cheap?
international flights are cheaper than domestic flights. If you're out there searching on Google Flights for fares, let's say you want to go to the Caribbean or Mexico or any domestic flight, right now prices are brutal. But if you want to go to Europe or somewhere beyond, flights are pretty cheap.
Still?
What is
that?
It's all supply and demand. People are definitely flying more international, but they're still not as much as they are domestic. Like, everybody is traveling domestically.
Our last minute deals. Let's do them now. What do we have?
So flight prices are pretty brutal, especially domestically. But these are some sweet spots. So, you know, we send these out to our premium subscribers, Thrifty Traveler premium subscribers. But we've already sent these out, so I'm letting you know. You can book these through Google Flights. Las Vegas, $197 through September, including Christmas and New Year's Eve. Pretty rare. So Las Vegas is probably like the best one right now. Phoenix, $161, best in January. And these are all on Delta, nonstop round trip. And probably one of the absolute best ones here, Palm Springs, California, nonstop on Delta, $197 through January. A lot of domestic flight pricing right now is in like the 300s, 400s, 500s. So when we're talking about sub 200, it's great. Another one that's pretty incredible, this is also on Delta with one stop, Maui through May, $424. I mean,
that's cheap.
It's cheap.
Trust me. Okay, we're not letting Jared go. Now, a little bit later, we're going to go let him have some coffee. But a little bit later in the show, he's going to be back answering your questions from Facebook. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. That is cheap for Maui.
I don't know. Not entirely sure.
Welcome back. Good crowd. Good crowd. Well, welcome back to the show. Again, Thrifty will be back in a little bit. But right now, you know, part of our job that we take seriously is we watch 80,000 hours of television, so you don't have to. That's right. We tell you what to watch and what to skip. Recently, executive producer Jeff in the morning was like, hey, you should watch this. So I decided, hey, I'm going to actually listen to Jeff for once. He's right there. I watched the new Netflix docuseries about a bodybuilder accused of killing her bodybuilding husband. It's called Killer Sally. You may have seen it in your rotation. We'll show you the trailer, a little bit of it, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Sally McNeil has a tremendous physique, and she's married to Ray McNeil.
She's married to Ray McNeil, who's certainly one of the most muscular pros alive.
He looked like the statue of David. He was beautiful. Lust at first sight.
Sally was the main breadwinner.
They were into some funny stuff.
There's a seedy side of bodybuilding. Nobody talks about it. A man would pay for what was known as muscle worship. It's basically muscle prostitution.
If I wrestled 10 of them, that's $3,000. Made Ray happy that it was paying for his steroids. Then he hit me.
911. I just shot my husband because he just beat me up. You shot your husband? Yes.
Sally McNeil took a shotgun and blasted her husband and shot him again in the face.
Sorry if I disappointed you, God.
She protected her kids like a wild animal.
Killer Sally is 3 episodes. It's available right now. Kendall and I actually both watched it. Ladies first, your take, your overview of it.
I loved it. I thought it was so well done because throughout the 3 episodes, not only do you get to know her, but you see so many of their family friends, their actual family and how it affected them, and also just what was going on at the time and how that kind of played into the whole trial. I thought it was really good because I changed my mind how I felt about her throughout the entire thing.
Thank you. I was going to say the same thing, just like Serial, the podcast. The first episode, I felt one way about Sally.
Yes.
Second episode, I was like, am I wrong?
Yeah.
And third, am I wrong again? You know, and then one of the things, an unexpected, was you also learn a little bit about the bodybuilding industry and culture.
Right.
Like you find out that Arnold Schwarzenegger really had a huge impact on the bodybuilding culture here in this country and how that led to the fitness craze that still exists.
Right.
So outside of the mayhem and the murder, in the first episode you learn about that. Back to the family drama, what's heartbreaking is, you know, the adult children are interviewed, they're a part of this, and you realize, unfortunately, not to give anything away, but the cycle seems to have repeated itself.
and it's just awful. And they were in the room for their little eyes saw more than any little eyes should ever have to see.
No.
And that's the part that it's heartbreaking. It is enthralling, it's interesting, it's captivating, it's hard to watch, but most of it's just interesting.
It's just fascinating.
Oh, it's
You're
so
just
good.
like, where is this gonna go?
Yeah.
I mean, because of all the, like you're saying, you learn several things in the second episode that you go, oh snap, okay.
Exactly. So once again, I got to eventually ask for a graphic that says this. Jeff was right. The Thrifty is back with answering. Jason, there's an Indiana education coming out. He's answering your questions from Facebook when we come back. Back in a moment. Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
Okay. We're back with Jared from Thrifty Traveler, and it's time for all of you. You get to borrow them. You get to borrow Jared. We're literally giving you Jared. You posted some questions on our Facebook page. Okay, Leo, let's look at the first one. Sherry. Hi, Sherry. She says, hey, Jared, I have 300,000 plus Delta Sky Miles. What's the best way to use them? Just for airfare or entire vacation with flight and hotel?
Sherry, having 300,000 Sky Miles is a high-quality problem.
It is, yeah.
But you know, it's hard to know how to get good value out of it. So it's like, do you want to do a package or do you want to just do a flight booking? It depends. You're really going to have to compare and see, you know, what would it be, you know, to book this hotel outside of just a Sky Miles booking with a flight. So I would say generally in my experience, you'd book them separately. You'd find a cheap Sky Miles booking and then book the hotel separately.
I second that. We just planned our stuff and I found, well, let me rephrase that. Colin found the better deal. I don't do any of that. I don't have the attention span to do that. Because it is work.
It is not easy.
It's not.
Yes, it's not.
And yeah, Delta doesn't make it easy. Anyway, let's move to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. She wants to know about traveling to Florida. Do you know what beach cities will be safe to book for winter following damage done by Hurricane Ian?
So for the most part, Fort Myers is where you're probably going to want to avoid.
Yeah.
As far as beaches are concerned, I will say these places are going to bounce back very quickly. I mean, they need this tourism revenue to survive, and obviously there's a lot of, anyhow, they're going to bounce back quick, but there are so many other beach communities, you know, within Florida. I mean, ones that have nonstop routes from Minneapolis, I mean, Tampa, Sarasota, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. If you want to fly after April, there's a new route into the Florida Panhandle, Destin, Florida, which is new. Yeah, my co-founder is going there in April. Something a little bit different flavor of Florida.
Okay. Next is Debbie. Hi, Debbie. She asked, hey, Jared, what's the best way to get to the airport and back? Or the best place to park near the airport?
So the best way is to have a friend, spouse, someone, call up Jason, get Jason on the bat phone, have him pick you up. But I mean, I live 15 miles from the airport. I'll be heading to the airport this evening. I'm gonna Uber because that's what makes sense. I'm 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's like, do I have access to light rail? You know, it's gonna be all these different things.
All variables.
It's all this trade-off of, you know, money versus time. You know, you can park off airport, save a little bit, but you have to take a shuttle. You can park on airport, it's very expensive. So you kinda gotta, I don't know. Yeah, Jason.
Look, and I thought about not saying this because I never want to come across as like, wow, you're bragging. But we had budgeted, we took away some drinks, and we budgeted, seriously.
Will you survive?
We took away some dinners. And in the winter, you know what's back is the valet at MSP.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, it is pricey. But if you don't want to worry, if you're late for a flight, or if it's winter and you do not want to return to your car frozen, I got to tell you, we did the math. It was only about for our trip. It was about $50 more expensive than just parking in the cold ramp.
Right.
So if it's worth it to you, that was a little tip of mine. But it's a little fancy. But I'm just saying. Next is William. Hi, William. I have a 4-hour layover on an upcoming trip. Is it worth paying extra for lounge access? I've heard they're getting more and more crowded.
So, William, you are absolutely correct. You know, whether it's a Delta Sky Club or the Escape Lounge at MSP, I mean, they're getting busier, especially the Delta Sky Clubs. You know, if you're traveling on a Monday or a Friday when business travelers are especially traveling, there's been some lines that you'll see coming out of those Delta Sky Clubs.
Yeah.
Maybe you've seen, Jason. I've seen it myself. If you go by, I would do just some recon. You know, go by the Delta Sky Club. Is there a big line? I'd be like, I don't know. I'm not interested in that. Maybe there's no line. Maybe you want to peek your head in there.
Can we break it down a little bit more? Because I never want to, if you said escape lounge, can you kind of explain what like an escape lounge is? It's different than the airline connected lounges.
Yeah, so, you know, getting into a lounge is really going to be like, do you have one of these more expensive travel credit cards? That's how you get in. So the Escape Lounge at MSP, you need an Amex Platinum card, which has a $600-something annual fee, which doesn't make sense for most people. You know, if you have one of the Delta Amex cards, you know, the Gold, Platinum, cards or the Reserve card, you can either get access or pay to get access to a Delta Sky Club. Really, the only way that you can get in for the most part, other than buying a business class international ticket, is through a credit card of some sort.
Yes. Finally, Darren. Hi, Darren. He says, I'm traveling to Spain in December and Delta changed one of my flights, which means I'll miss my connecting flight home. What are my options? From Darren.
Yeah, when you get that email into your inbox that says, you know, a flight's been canceled or delayed or whatever, the first thing you should try to do, fire up whatever app, you know, the Delta app, American app, whatever airline you're flying, and try to rebook yourself. If you can't figure that out, pick up the phone, call the airline, but the thing you need to do is make sure you search on Google Flights for what the alternatives are. Like, what are the other flights flying that day that are still available? Because if you get, you know, a Delta rep and they're like, oh, how can I help you? And you can feed them which flight you would like to be on.
It's easier. It's
so much easier. It's going to save you so much time, and they are going to appreciate you as well.
One last question, we got to go. And by the way, it was a great question from Darren Jeff Orcutt. The lounge access, it's a piggyback off that. I see that Delta is getting tighter and tighter. They used to, during the pandemic, they were like, if you have a baby that wears cute clothes, you get access, you get miles. They are really cutting that back down, right? They're getting more picky about how you qualify for this stuff. Am I right on that?
They are going to continue all lounge access US-wide, whatever program you're in, they're ratcheting it back because during the pandemic, so many people want this lounge access now, got credit cards, and now everybody has access. So now it's dicey.
Now they want y'all to not come.
Not to be in there. But they want your money.
They do. Yes. Give it up for Jared, everybody, for more ideas. Travel news and more, head to TriftyTraveler.com. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, friends. The 30th through the 17th. Okay. We have a concert ticket update for the World's Shortest segment. Somebody in our audience, forget Taylor Swift, somebody in our audience, now follow me here, is on the wait list to get into the wait list for the Garth Brooks ticket. The Garth Brooks ticket. Yeah. And she's not even in the main waiting room yet. So we wish her the best. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. We're wrapping things up. The wait list for the wait list.
I should just stop now. Anyone want a DM, Jason?
Not a DM, but a Costco card. One guy is going viral after a video from a recent college game shows him flirting with a young woman by showing her his Costco membership card. She seems impressed, mouthing the words, "Oh, wow. Oh, wow."
Oh, Daddy.
Well, I mean, you know, that's how Jeff gets his dates, you know? Tomorrow on the show, I mentioned it. It was one of my favorite shoots of all time. I head to the Taco John's test kitchen. Oh. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. I'm going to go get an ADM.